Welcome back, people. I'm officially reporting live back from Utah. We're gonna address my room in a second, so that was just a harsh, rude awakening. But anyways, we are back in Utah, which is crazy. I got back a couple days ago. I had the worst travel experience of my entire life, which maybe we'll do a story time later in this video. I did a story time on my Instagram story, but basically it took me 3 days to fly home from Costa Rica to get to Salt Lake City. But it feels so freaking good to be home, like in a cozy, warm hug way. And I honestly feel very thankful for feeling that way because I have traveled quite a bit and almost always the thought of coming home never sounded like a comforting thing. So to have that be the case now where I was like looking forward to coming home and it feels very comforting to be home is like a special thing that I'm definitely thankful for. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Yesterday was kind of just, well, actually no, yesterday I was kind of getting back into the swing of things. The day before that was kind of just like a free day because it was the day after my birthday, and on my actual birthday I was stuck in the airport, so I kind of just had like a fun chill day with friends and my boyfriend. And so today I had a meeting this morning, got an Instagram post up, and now I really need to like unpack and like figure out my room. When I got home, my room was spotless because when I left, my room was spotless. And then when I came home, I've been like half unpacking, and now I just have stuff everywhere. So I have to do laundry. I'm gonna strip my bed and wash these sheets already, unpack what's clean, wash what's dirty, and just get resituated. You guys, I totally forgot that Lesser Evil sent me a big bag of all their snacks before I left. And so I just popped this open. These are so good. They're no cheese paleo puffs. Yum. Also, I have no freaking idea how I got on the Kiehl's freaking PR list, but they sent me PR from Kiehl's, and my sister Sophia is like obsessed with Kiehl, so she's like, they got the wrong sister. But I figured I would share with you guys what I got. So they sent the daily why can't I speak today? UV Defense SPF 50 sunscreen. And all honesty, I'm not going to use this, so I'm going to give this away to someone because there's harsh chemicals in those sunscreens. I personally don't use any sunscreens that have any of those active ingredients. I only use some that have zinc and titanium dioxide. But then they also sent over the Powerful Strength Line Reducing Concentrate. It's a vitamin C and hyaluronic acid serum, which I'm really excited to try because I've always wanted to try a vitamin C serum. So this is a retinol skin renewing daily microdose serum. So I'm excited for that, but I'm also nervous because I know that your skin gets more sensitive to the sun when you use retinol, I believe. And then they also sent this Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. I still don't know how to use this, so I'm gonna ask my sister Sophia. You guys, I feel like we have so much to catch up on. Like, I truly don't even know where to begin. Step one of unpacking is getting out the laundry situation, so that's where I'm gonna start. I just want to touch base with you guys on literally everything because I just feel like so many like right now I feel like I just completely lived a whole other life and then now I'm like back in my old life. But like first and foremost, Costa Rica was such a dream, and I feel like it's even more sentimental to me now because it was definitely a really big challenge for me in the beginning. Like, I was missing my boyfriend so much. I was missing my mom so much. I just was missing my loved ones a ton. I just missed everybody so much, and it was such a culture shock. And I know anyone who's actually familiar with Central America is like Costa Rica is very developed, but for me and the area that I was in, like that was my first time ever going to Central America, A, and B, I was in a very more remote part of Costa Rica. I was in Santa Teresa, which is still very like touristy, don't get me wrong, but I still just, it still was out there, okay? There wasn't a, it just was less developed from what I was used to, so it just was a really big culture shock for me personally, and I felt lonely kind of in the beginning, but I feel like the fact that I was able to work through so much of that resistance is what made it that much more sentimental to me and like that much more memorable, and it means so much more to me now, and I'm so proud of myself for going through that experience. Like, I feel like I grew so freaking much. Literally all this is freaking going in the wash. And then in terms of the retreats, those were freaking life-changing, even for myself, simply just because of the container that was created with like-minded women with shared values. Like, it was such a powerful space, and it's one of those things that you don't really realize the energy that's alkalizing and like being magnetized until like it kind of comes full circle at the end and you're like, holy freaking shit, what just happened? Like, that was so insane. And I feel like so many of the girls felt that like so hard. I think just simply the pure fact, like, not only were we doing the workshops, right, and like we were discussing our journal prompts and we were meditating together, picking cards, you know, expressing gratitude, and all that is so powerful, of course. Like, I stand behind that so much with every ounce of my being. But simply just also like the adventure aspects and the travel aspects of it, like you traveling with other people inevitably like brings you so much closer to them so much faster because there's such a bond that's created. So like going through so many things that like scare you, like when we did canyoneering and ziplining, like conquering your fears, getting out of your comfort zone, experiencing so much beauty, spending time in nature, being vulnerable, like all that stuff over the course of a week like compounds to a certain depth that like I could never explain. You just kind of have to feel it and experience it and then you'll understand. But dude, it is some freaking powerful shit. Some powerful work was done within these past 2 weeks and I just am so proud of every single woman that was there. And I was so honored to stand beside such powerful women, and I was honored and just humbled and in awe of the people that were part of my community. I'm like, dude, these are the high quality, these people are so high quality and they support me and what I'm doing. Like it was just such a fascinating, brilliant container. And I just felt so honored to be there and like help guide those women and help serve as a mirror for them to meet themselves deeper. And it was just so amazing and I can't wait to continue doing this. And I'm excited. I've already started to plan the next one. So if you felt like you kind of having regrets of not going because I was getting those messages, then definitely keep on the lookout because I am currently planning one that's in the works. Now I'm actually realizing after having said that I haven't even announced on YouTube the status of my other retreats because I just have been so using Instagram kind of for instant updates the past few weeks. But basically I've unfortunately had to cancel my Spain retreat and my Utah retreat. So the 2 retreats that were happening, that were supposed to happen at the end of this year, have unfortunately gotten canceled. I obviously am learning throughout this whole experience that those 2 retreats were the first I've ever done, so I'm still learning about like how much you guys need to be able to kind of get the money together to be able to book a ticket, how much time you need to be able to plan, to get time off from work and all that sort of stuff. So we have decided that it's best just kind of for everyone, for the greater good, to cancel both of those trips and then plan something that's just a better fit for you guys. We have made the decision to pivot. This doesn't mean that I'm stopping the retreats altogether. Like I said, I am working on planning another one. I completely understand and I'm humble enough to know that, you know, not every single time it's going to be a super killer hit success. And like if it's something that you guys aren't resonating with, then why are we doing it in the first place? Because that's why I'm hosting these retreats, is to create an environment and an atmosphere that you guys resonate with. Like I said, definitely keep a lookout because I am trying to plan another one for next year of 2024. Okay, I would say we're making pretty good progress. That whole suitcase is unpacked, clothes are put away, this is more cleared off, my electronics are kind of getting cleared away, getting put away. This suitcase is empty, this is another load of laundry that I need to bring in separately. Actually, I'll bring this down. I also do feel accomplished because I did finish a book during the 2 months that I was there. I read Living Untethered by Michael Singer. I love Michael Singer. He also wrote the book The Untethered Soul, which is also one of my favorite life-changing books. This was also a little something that one of the retreat girls got me. Shout out Tara. It's so cute and I'm gonna put it on my little lamp. And then also, that reminds me, sorry guys, I'm kind of chaotic, but I just feel like I'm talking to an old friend right now and like I have so much to fill you in on. Then also from the second retreat group, Malia got me this really cute little shirt that says Trust the Universe, and then the back says we are all connected, everything happens for a reason. Like, hello, how cute is that? I also want to do a haul of like all the clothes that I bought in Costa Rica, but now so much of it is in the wash. But for my birthday, Letty got me these little bouquet of flowers, which is so cute, and now I keep it on my bedside table because it's like the perfect size for that. And also, look at the card that he got me. This is literally me with the rainbow sprinkles. It's so perfect and so cute. I love him. So I'm officially 24, which is nuts. So nuts. I feel I'm officially just not in my early 20s anymore, which is concerning. Oh, I also got this bookmark, which is perfect because it has a blue little butterfly. Love this. I didn't even show you guys my jewelry that I got. So I got this ring. I actually ended up getting a lot of jewelry in Costa Rica. So I got this ring that has like a sun and the moon on it. I got this choker necklace, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I also got these 2 little beaded bracelets from the Caribbean side when I went to Puerto Viejo. This was a little bracelet that one of the retreat girls from the first group made all of us, which was super cute. And then I also got these earrings. You guys know I always wear gold hoops, but they were not secure, so I ended up getting these ones, and I love them because they're like kind of more oblong. This is because I've been eating so much freaking sugar. I always get, this is my sugar pimple. It's always one right here, and this is my body telling me that it can't handle another gram of sugar, but we're not gonna listen. I've been a sugar addict lately. But then I also got this really cute Costa Rica little snow globe. I used to collect snow globes like nobody's business growing up. So this was kind of like an ode to my inner child because I also did so much inner child healing throughout this trip. Tara, if you're watching this, this is where I'm putting it, on my little bedside table lamp so I can see it every day. Alright, I'm already currently feeling very sleepy, but we're gonna hit some upper body. It's like 4:30 at this point, and I'm hitting my slump. JK, it's 4:45, but we're gonna power through. I honestly feel good about where my pull-up strength is at because I think my record ever was 11 straight for chin-ups, and that was just 9, and then in Costa Rica I was able to get 10. I probably could have got another one there. I just, you know, didn't really feel like pushing. But I feel really good about that because I haven't really been doing anything to like make sure that I keep that strength other than just like continue training. Dogs, I'm already feeling sore from yesterday's workout. Like my back is sore from RDLs just from holding the barbell because I feel like it's been such a minute since I've like really trained hard. But it like feels good at the same time, and it's like getting me more in the zone because I'm like, good pain. It hurts so good. So I'm pulling the handle to my hips or to my belly button, and I'm making sure that my shoulders are dropped away from my ears the whole time to really make sure I'm pulling with my back rather than up with my traps. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Liv, how many times are you gonna show us the chest press machine? Well, listen here, folks, because in my defense, it may seem like in YouTube time that I never took a break from doing this, but like in real life time, I haven't done this machine in 2.5 months. You know what I'm saying? Not 2.5, 2 months. Because I had zero machine work pretty much in Santa Teresa. Oh, this feels so heavy. You know, we love taking time off from the gym because it just keeps us humble. You know what I'm saying? I'm also having an identity crisis because I never wear my hair in a bun. 12. Okay. Holy smoly. You know when you're like really in your set and you just stare at yourself in the eyeballs throughout the whole set? I love that, and I just did that, and I just had one of those moments. Like, I love lifting so much and working out so much because it really does force you to be present, and I feel like I didn't fully realize that until I got into mindfulness. But it's like you're purely in this moment focusing on each individual rep. Like, it's the time where my thoughts are completely paused and I'm focusing on just purely getting through that rep, and it just feels like I'm just so with myself, if that makes sense. Like, so unbelievably present and just with myself. I feel like we're oftentimes so distracted, obviously, and so I just feel like I'm me. I'm with me, and I'm my only company in the room. That was one of those sets where like everything, my whole life flashes before my eyes. I know that sounds so dramatic, but sometimes I'm like so in a set where it's so hard and I'm just like really focusing in on it, and like I just think of literally like the feelings of all my hardships, everything I'm proud of myself for, just like purely like perseverance, like the perseverance that I've practiced throughout my life thus far. And I kind of just got a glimpse, a feeling of like I'm truly feel like I'm finding myself. Like I just was staring at myself in the mirror and I felt like there was a different version of me. Like I felt different, but like in a good way. Not that it's not still me, it is still me, but I feel like it was a different version, and I felt that and I saw that. Could be the bun, but All right, now moving into some lateral raises. These never get old for me. I'm gonna be honest. These are an everyday upper body type situation. Sometimes I'll do an upright row to substitute it, but nothing beats these. I have a slight bend in my arm, and I'm not coming out at a T. I'm coming up more so in a Y, closer towards the front of my body, if you will. And I'm stopping when my hands are parallel with the ground. And ideally, you want to be leading with your elbows up. Should we do a superset? We should do a superset. Ooh, except want to know what I did learn? Okay, when I was in San Jose for a couple days, I worked out at my hotel gym there, and I was waiting for the second wave of the retreat girls to get there. And there was like a person, the hotel was so sick, and the gym was so nice in there. And so there was literally like a personal trainer like working the front desk of this gym that was in the hotel. And he saw me doing dips, and they were a little, I wasn't pushing myself hard enough, okay, I guess. And he came over and he put my feet on dumbbells, so it was like a deficit. So much harder. So much harder. Another simple luxury that I did not have while I was in Santa Teresa I always mess up the grammar when I say that, but we didn't have preloaded barbells. Okay, moral of the story. So this is technically another thing that I haven't done for about 2 months now. And this is a decline, like suspended curl. I freaking love these for biceps because it forces you to eliminate like all momentum. It's just so concentrated. So big thing with curls, I'm not coming all the way in and letting the weight flop into my shoulders, because then you're kind of you're losing that peak tension. So you want to come up till just before then, almost like 3/4 of the way, if you will. That's when there's that peak tension. Hold to get that good contraction and control the weight back down. So many people overlook that the quality of reps is really what matters most, and that comes down to how you're performing it. Okay, so like I said, I am happy to be home. It feels like a warm hug, but not a warm hug, just a lukewarm hug, because it feels cold now, and I don't like it. It's the end of June, and I'm literally in leggings and this zip up, and it's like cold to make dinner outside right now, and it shouldn't be. But we're gonna fire up the grill, boys. First time of the season. I love grilling because it's such easy cleanup. Little dishes, you get to cook outside. It's the best. It's my first. Oh, hey Luke, want to come on the vlog? Luke's sponsored by GoPro. Like,
no, I'm not.
Luke got GoPro to send them. Tell him. GoPro sent Luke stuff. PR list. He's on the PR list. Like, why is it cold? Like.
It's the coldest summer ever. Like.
Also, it's so fun to Moab this weekend. I mean, Zion.
With who?
Should we all go? Yo, wait, should we all go? All right, so for dinner, I'm gonna make some turkey burgers. We have some grass-fed beef from Walmart. I'm gonna make. Oh yeah, it's not turkey burgers. Anytime I make burgers at home, I instinctually say turkey burgers, regardless of whatever meat that I'm using. They're just straight up burgers. Luke's right. And then I have green beans that I'm gonna throw on the grill, and then some homemade sweet potato fries. I'm gonna cut this up, basically season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of paprika, and call it good. One of my little secrets to making really good burgers are to add some white onion in there. So like I dice it up and then I will add it literally right in with the meat, so it's in the patty itself. It just adds really good flavor and good texture. I had to eat out for 2.5 weeks straight because of the retreats, which is insane. I literally don't think I've ever done that in my entire life. And so I just want to use that as a little reminder to you guys that fueling your body and being able to make yourself a home cooked meal with like effort and intention and love, and being able to control what ingredients goes into what you eat is a very big privilege. Trigger warning, raw meat, but basically then I add the spices and put the onions in all at once like that, and then I mix it all together. And if you're not putting this sauce in there, then I don't know what to tell you because it's a must. But I really want to share with you guys my 3-day travel day excursion story time, because it is honestly the most insane travel day that I've ever had, and I think that I will ever have. Basically, this all starts on Saturday, okay, at 9 a.m. My original itinerary was to go from San Jose to Fort Lauderdale to Utah. My original flight to get to Fort Lauderdale ends up being delayed, okay? No stress. I had like a decent layover, not a ton of time, but I thought I would still be okay. Then I take off on that flight. I think we didn't take off until 1 when that flight was supposed to be at noon. But the problem here was that allegedly a bunch of thunderstorms were hitting Fort Lauderdale Lauderdale area. So they literally closed down the airport, okay? They closed down the airport so no flight could land and no flight could take off from Fort Lauderdale. However, we had to land somewhere because we only had enough gas to get us to Fort Lauderdale. So the pilot basically was like, okay, we have to land in Miami because we need to land somewhere. So we land in Miami, and at first the pilot comes over the loudspeaker and is like, hey, like, you know, we're divert landing in Miami. For those of you that want to get off, you can get off here and then get a flight to wherever you need to. However, then he comes back on the loudspeaker like 20, 30 minutes later and is like, hey, actually, we can't do that because since it's our first time entering the U.S., we'll have to go through Fort Lauderdale Customs, okay? So we end up sitting on the tarmac, just on the plane. We can't get up, we can't leave, for literally 2.5 hours, okay? Just waiting for Fort Lauderdale to open up their airport. Eventually, we finally get the go-ahead, which at that point, it wasn't even raining or thunderstorming, okay, might I add. We end up flying back to Fort Lauderdale. At that point, it's like 3 hours after we were supposed to land, so the flight that I was supposed to take to SLC was long gone. So I have to go to the JetBlue help desk. Oh, burgers are done to flip. And whenever I go, like whenever you have to go to the help desk of the airline, like I just know it's just gonna be chaos and like not a good scene. So I end up waiting in the JetBlue line for literally 2 hours. Okay, at this point it's I want to say midnight, I think. God bless my dad. He was on the phone with JetBlue at the same time of me being in line, like trying to see what my options are and get a hold of someone. Long story short, I ended up getting to JetBlue. They were absolutely no help. I couldn't get a hotel voucher because it was due to weather. And then also the next flight they can get me on was either Monday or Tuesday. And at that point, I was still hopeful that I would be able to get a flight for the next day because I wanted to be home for Monday, which was my birthday, the 26th. We ended up just saying, like, Liv, we need to book a whole other airline because JetBlue was just like truly no help. Like just literally left me to the dogs. And so I just bought a whole separate flight through Delta. But this flight was still not a direct flight. It was for the following day at 8 p.m. So Sunday at 8 p.m. from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta, Atlanta to Salt Lake City. So I ended up staying in Fort Lauderdale. I have to pay for a hotel, whatever, okay? The next day, luckily, one of the girls from the retreat was coincidentally in Fort Lauderdale visiting a friend. So she picked me up the next day. God bless her as well. Was a blessing in disguise. We were able to hang out for the day. And then she took me to the airport nice and early, 5 p.m. on Sunday to get my 8 p.m. flight. Great. Then, like an hour before my flight, the flight gets delayed, okay, from 8 p.m. to like 9 p.m. And I kind of had a tight connection. I only had like an hour and a half connection. I didn't think I was going to make that second flight. But the beauty of Delta is at least they will automatically book you on the next available flight, which JetBlue didn't do. That's why it was like I was waiting in line for so long trying to figure something out. So at least I had a secondary flight for Monday now at 2 p.m. Then my second flight, so the flight from Atlanta to Salt Lake City that I thought I was gonna miss, ended up kept being delayed as well because apparently there was more thunderstorms in Atlanta area. So as my first flight keeps getting delayed, the second flight's getting delayed. So I go up to the gate agent. I first tried to go on another flight that was leaving earlier to Atlanta, trying to see if I could hop on standby. That flight was full. We had my best friend's dad on the phone, who's a Delta pilot, like trying to read the seats, see what we could do. I have my dad on the line, all this stuff. I go to the gate agent. They think that I'll be able to make the connection because at that point I would have like 30-minute window, and I've made some tight connections before, so I was like, okay, I think I'll be able to make it. So we fly at 10 p.m. We leave Fort Lauderdale. We get into Atlanta at midnight. Now, at this point, I literally would have made it because I was tracking the other flight. It was still there, landed. They were still on the ground when I had landed. However, since the airport was so congested because of all the delayed flights and canceled flights from the day prior, we literally couldn't get into a gate for us to be able to deplane. So we sat on the plane for literally 2 hours. 2 hours. And it was literally a movie moment because I guarantee we watched my plane that I was supposed to be on just drive by us. So tragic. However, I wasn't fully aware if it had truly left or not because I was still tracking and it said that the plane hadn't left yet, and at that point it was getting delayed till like 1:30 or 2 in the morning or something. So we finally deplaned after sitting there for 2 hours, okay? I get off the plane, I still see that my second flight hasn't left yet and it's still on the gate screen. So I'm like, I have to at least try. Ran from Terminal B to Terminal A, sprinted. At this point, it's like 2 in the morning. And when I got to the gate and I just saw the sign that said flight departed, like I felt so defeated at that point and so frustrated. I literally just like put my bags down and sat down. I was literally shaking at that point because I just was like so worked up, and it's 2:30 in the morning. My body's like, what the heck's going on? Oops, I totally didn't set another timer. They're a little bit thorough, but could be worse. I still think they'll be good. So anyways, I'm taking a... Oh my God. Letty's here. That was perfect timing. I just took them off the grill. Everyone and everything's interrupting my story. Hello? So anyways, I confirmed that I had my flight for 2 p.m. but then I needed to book a hotel for that night to stay the night in Atlanta. At this point, because it's been so long and it's been so late and we're on the plane for 2 hours and I couldn't charge my phone was on like 2% at this point, okay? The Atlanta airport is huge for those who don't know, and the Uber pickup location is so random. It's like in the, like, you have to literally go through a parking garage, and it just was like so confusing to find. And there's like a north and a south end, and I kept getting, no one, when I was asking for directions, was clarifying that there was like 2 separate ends. So I was on the south side when I need to be on the north side. So I'm literally sprinting around this airport now at 3:30 in the morning, trying to be able to find my Uber because I already called the Uber, but my phone was on 1%. At one point my phone actually died, but luckily I found an outlet as the Uber was coming. So basically I was sprinting around trying to plug my phone in, trying to find the Uber. It was literally so disastrous. I stayed in such a sketchy freaking hotel. I rolled up at 4 in the morning. Okay, didn't go to bed till 5 by the time I went to sleep. Woke up at 10. Then the next day, luckily everything went smoothly. I went to the airport, left at like 2, got here at 5, luckily my bags didn't get lost as well. That was a blessing in disguise. But literally so chaotic. Over a 48-hour travel day, left at Saturday at 9 a.m., got home at 5 p.m. on Monday. Literally disastrous. Bone apple teeth. Ew. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up, a little comment, let me know how you're feeling. I'm sending you so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.